thought to myself, no, I'm not going to be part of the problem. I'm not going to enable abuse against women. I'm not going to do it.
Let me ask a little truth. I'd like to know your point of view.
Hi everybody, welcome to Evening TV. I'm Evening Ransom. I was going to take a playlist down from 2018 about a assault that happened at a meetup concerning two YouTube creators, and it was a small controversy that didn't last long. It didn't get widespread. I couldn't get much support for what happened to this poor woman. I was about to take it down because I thought it was 2 years ago, or almost a year and a half ago. No one cares anymore. It was a very sad, frustrating experience for me. It was disturbing in a lot of ways, not only about what happened, but by the response. I had much support from my viewers. Much of what I saw among creators and even among other viewers of these two channels was pretty disheartening. And sort of the experience that was unfortunate, and I had to stand up and I had to stand up, so I did. Anyways, I had a whole playlist of videos about that whole thing. I was going to take it down. Then, a couple things happened. We had Un Día Sin Nosotros in Mexico, where I am living now, about violence against women. That and the Me Too movement and the Harvey Weinstein case and all that stuff going on back in the States. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to be part of the problem. I'm not going to enable abuse against women. I'm not going to do it.
And set a precedent that protecting predators actually costs you more money than dealing with them and doing the right thing, then maybe things will start to change. So
I'm leaving that playlist up on the channel. Maybe no one will ever watch any of those videos again, but I'm leaving them there because it was one small voice of reason and truth about that, and I'm not gonna wipe it off the history books. And the truth is that these problems are all connected. They're all linked together. Narcissism is a huge issue to do with this. And as much as we want to talk about it, does go both ways. And I know it does, because I've been narcissistically abused by both men and women. I know it does. But it is primarily, a lot more men are narcissistic than women. And a lot more narcissistic abuse is happening towards women than towards men. And the truth is too that this whole uprising about what happens in court against men, but we're a long ways from men getting more wounded than women. The truth is that men benefit from divorce, and women's standard of living goes way down after divorce. As much as I understand that there are men that do end up with unfair situations, divorce is always benefiting the woman. That's a myth. That's a complete myth. And there's a movement and groups, MGTOW and things like that are just fueling violence towards women. I really thought of myself necessarily as a feminist. I'm like a humanist. I love both genders. I love all people. But we have to be honest with the fact that women are across the whole world. They need protection. They need equality. They need a lot of things that they don't have. It's not a fair world. It's still a man's world. My life story is a testimony of why it is a man's world. One thing after another has occurred in my life with that very theme. In my generation, we've had to learn to navigate with that paradigm. We have to learn to work our lives around that paradigm. That's the way it's been for my age group. That's hopefully going to be different for younger women, but that's the way that it really is now. And Mexico, where I live now, women in Mexico are suffering. They're getting murdered. There's something called femicide going on here, where women in droves are getting murdered by the men in their lives, by their significant others, by the men who are supposed to be protecting them. And it's rampant. When I see something in my own life, or when I see something happening where it's someone who is supposed to be helping these entrusted people, asking vulnerable people to come, trust them, and they do come, and then they get abused, it's not okay. I was surprised at how no one cared about telling this story. It was very shocking to me how I couldn't get anyone to want to talk about this on bigger channels. It was really disappointing. You know, it didn't go anywhere. The two abusive channels were basically, you know, I wasn't going to cause them any trouble because I was much smaller. So, you know, it was no big deal to them. But it was a really terrible thing. One of these channels was publicly abusing me and the victim on her channel. And her viewers didn't seem to notice or didn't seem to care or were behind it or were still that broken or I'm not sure what. But behaving that way didn't destroy her channel, which shocked me. I wasn't counting on my reach doing much to her, but when she started being clearly disordered, her behavior was clearly pathological publicly on her channel, it didn't make her subscribers go away or it didn't tank her channel, which it was just surprising to me, really surprising to me. It is, I don't condone it. I don't want to be part of enabling it. I don't want to be part of the cover up. I don't want to be anything like that. So I made the videos 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. They're gonna stay on my channel, and if that's the only place that story ever exists, that's okay. That's the best I could do, and that's what I'm responsible for doing, the best I can do.